So I know, the Coca-Cola thing has been done to death. But today on The Builder Explains, we're going to talk about why it works. We're going to try proving that theory. We're going to try proving that theory, and then we're going to try a little twist on the Coca-Cola thing that might at least look interesting. So I'm Alex, and welcome to the Renaissance Builder. Okay, so the way the whole Coca-Cola and Mentos thing works, at least according to the scientists nowadays, because they apparently changed their mind, is a process called nucleation. Now, what nucleation means is it's the process of separating a gas over a rough surface. So when they make soda, they basically cram as much CO2 into a liquid as they can. That's why you get the bubbles out of it and you get the fizzy. Well, apparently the Mentos, the way they make the Mentos is they spray the candy with sugar, which creates an extremely rough surface. It's very small, but it's an extremely rough surface. Now what that means is that when you drop the Mentos, yes, Kira, when you drop the Mentos into the liquid that contains the CO2, all that rough surface gives a place for the CO2 to escape. So that's nucleation. So I thought, well, how do we prove that, right? So my idea is when you heat up sugar, it forms kind of a glassy surface. So what I'm going to try doing is heating up a Mentos to try and gloss over the sugary surface, and see if that makes a difference into the reaction. So we're going to test one normal and one glossed over, hopefully, and see how much of a difference that makes. I think you want one, don't you? That? What do I get? Do I get a kiss? Yeah. Mwah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep this simple. To try and gloss this thing over, we're just going to hold it. Well, that one went to the ground. I'm just going to hold it more carefully. Wow, these are slippery already. And heat it up. Now the idea being is these things are already kind of glossy, but the idea here is this should melt the sugar and cause it to form a more glossy surface and less of surface area or less of the ridges for the Mentos to escape from. Well, that's not going to work. I just crunched it. All right, trial number 3. Try holding it less hard. All right. Well, don't want to cook it. Just want to heat it up. Okay. Now, I've got that one that we heated up and one fresh out of the package. And let's see how much of a difference this makes. You can kind of feel a bit of a difference. I'm not going to say it's like a lot, but you can kind of feel it. All right, so you ready, Kira? Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay. It did. It made a difference. Look at that, Kira. So I guess that proves it. So we glossed over it, eliminated at least some of the surface area, some of the roughness of the sugar, and it definitely made a difference to the Coca-Cola, to the reaction. So we definitely proved it there. Now let's see if we add more. Okay. Should we add more, Kira? Yeah. You want to put it in? Yeah. Here, put it in there. Not in your mouth. In there. Put it in there. Put it in the glass. Put another one in. Put another one in. Aw, I guess all the CO2's out of it already. Let's see if it's flat. Oh yeah, that's flat. That's flat as board. All right, cool. Please don't mind the noise in the background. The neighbors are renovating a kitchen or something like that. So if you hear a router, that's what the deal is. This is definitely the sweetest show I've ever done. Get it? Sweet? It's sweet, yeah. All right, so The next trick we're going to try is doing it under oil. I saw this. No, you've had enough. So I saw this and I was like, you know what? That is so cool. I want to try it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this entire bottle, put it in here without foaming as much as possible. Then, as gently as possible, I'm going to fill it the rest of the way up with oil. Then we're going to drop in the Mentos. I think that's enough Mentos. All right, so let's get this. And then what I'll do is I'll take the camera and put the camera up a lot closer so try and get a better shot. Now the idea of being gentle here is so that we don't release any more CO2 than necessary. The more CO2 is in there, the better the reaction is going to be. All right, that is actually a little more, it should be good. So that's that bottle. All right, now we're going to put the oil in. And this is just general run-of-the-mill mineral oil. Actually, it's left over from the computer build. So we're going to put this in. Now, oil and water don't mix. So the idea is the oil kind of captivates the entire process. And I'm going to fill this all the way up. Kira, stop. With the oil. I might have to let it settle, apparently. This is obviously going to waste the oil, but that's all right. That's already kind of neat looking. In a soda-y kind of mixture-y kind of way, I guess. All right, so at this point now, I'm going to let it settle, and I'm going to move the camera in for a much closer angle so that we can get a better image of what happens when we drop the Mentos in here. All right, so at this point, it's settled out, and you can see the level of Coke right here, and the rest of this is oil. So let's see what happens when we add the Mentos, and I'm just going to add a bunch of them, and see what happens. All right, there the reaction starts. And it starts boiling over. See, I knew it was going to be at least a little messy.
Gummy, 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 a gummy, a gummy, a gummy.
What do you think, Kira? You know what? Well, it boiled over a little bit. It looks like it's slowing down now. No, because once it slows down, if you add any more, basically what it's doing is it's releasing all the CO2 from the Coke. So, you know, that many Mentos in there is just pretty much going to drain the CO2, and then no matter how many more you add, it won't get any better. Okay, well, maybe this will be good for a slow-mo shot. But maybe that's what I'll do. I'm gonna redo the scene with the slow-mo, just because it is kind of neat. But so that's the reaction when you put the Mentos in the Coca-Cola under oil. It's not nearly as much of a mess, but you can still see the same reaction. So that's cool. That's it for today's video, actually. It's not a whole lot because, again, you know, this Coca-Cola thing's been done quite a few times. I just really wanted to not only be able to prove that what the scientists are saying causes the reaction in the first place, as well as, you know, see what happens under oil, try it ourselves, and it was actually kind of fun. And just have a little fun with it. So now you guys know why the whole Coca-Cola and Mentos thing works. So in reality, you can do the same thing with anything that it has a very porous surface. And in fact, you can do it with any CO2 charged beverage. There is a chart I found online which shows different beverages react better than others, and some think it has to do with artificial sweeteners and all, but either way, it's a thing. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on there. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon for future The Builder Explained videos. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Yes!
Daddy,
Yes.
why?
I can't go on the slide. I'm too big. The slide would go squish.